How you doing, everybody? This is Maxx Fairo for this Dex Fx Markets.com, and today I want to talk to you and have a real conversation with you about your opportunity in learning how to trade Forex and working with Forex. Now, from most people, I hear some of the same common things. How much money can I make? I need to make a lot of money now. All that kind of good, happy horse shit that everybody who's trying to scam you will tell you that you can do easily enough. But let's be real. We're going to have real conversations here today on these topics. First thing is that you need to find out, do you got it to be able to even trade? That's the big thing. There's a couple different ways that you can trade. You can learn how to trade on your own by using some simple tools. You don't need a lot of them. You just need a handful. And in order to have those tools work, you need to have a good strategy. And that strategy needs to have some good, easily to understand rules. And not to have too many things that you got to have too many open variables on, right? I call this the clock on the wall theory. In most of any strategy can work if you apply the rules to it. Because one thing that you are looking for is you're trying to find consistency. Let me give you an example with this clock on the wall theory. Let's just say at 3 o'clock every single day, I go to the Forex market and go to the Euro USD and I put a buy on, no matter what the market is at, no matter what anything else. Just look at the simple rule of putting a buy on, and I keep that on for 5 minutes. Now, if the pair goes up 1 pip, 2 pips, 3 pips, whatever the number is, it doesn't matter what it is during that 5 minutes. At the end of that 5 minutes, I stop the trade no matter what. I'm going to get a result, and that result is either positive or negative. Now, if it's just 1 time or 2 times or 30 times or 60 or 100, you're still going to have either a positive or negative result at the end of a certain period of time. This is what you need to figure on. Every strategy consists of. It consists on a base of rules that you got to follow and to have either an entry point and an exit point. It has to have the availability to withstand the test of time, whether it be 30 days, 60 days, a month, a year, 2 years, whatever it is. You must also know that you are going to lose. You're going to have times where the strategy doesn't work as well as you want it to. Now, no matter what strategy that is, no matter what you're doing, you got to give it the time to be able to do its job. What you're hunting for is consistency. I find that in a Forex strategy, consistency will rear its head right around between 30 to 60 days. It depends on what time frame you're using on. Okay, if you're using a 5-minute chart to trade a 1-hour trade mentality, your consistency will show right around 2 weeks to a month. If you're using a 15-minute to check a 2 to 3 hour chart mentality, you're probably going to be between 30 and 45 days. If you're using a daily mentality chart, you're trading a one day chart, 24-hour chart, you may be between 60 and 90 days to find that mentality. What I normally have all my systems that trade for me, because I use bots, I have trading out at a 15 minutes. So they usually show their consistency right around 30 to 60 days easy for that process. So when I use my bots, I no longer am really a trader. And that's the other thing you got to kind of figure out is that, are you a trader or a manager? If you're going to be physically trading and making a decision on a buy or a sell or what have you, when to get out, when to get in, all that kind of stuff, then you're going to be a Forex trader. And that takes patience and discipline. Those two things are the components, the recipe of what will find you consistency. The strategy, no matter what it is, has to be applied with patience and discipline in order for it to succeed. Once it starts to succeed, you then, and only then, do you add volume. And what I mean by volume is not more trades, but more lots onto the process, right? So if I start out with my strategy, and this is a number one tip as well, is that start any brand new strategy with the lowest amount of lots that you can possibly do in your strategy. If your strategy starts off with trading 1, in one of my step-bot systems, the system is set at 1. And when it's set at 1, that means that it's only trading 1 micro lot. Now, if it starts to fail, it does trade 2 micro lots, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then what have you. But the base starts at 1. You can then easily add on multipliers to that factor. So if you have multiple thousands, you can then start trading 2 as a beginning, 2 micro lots per thousand. I start with this mentality that I want to see how well the strategy gets to consistency. Now, I've used patience, I've used discipline. Once I find that consistency, I then can add volume, which is the multiple amount of contracts or multipliers to those lots. Once I do that, then I just have to kind of be even more patient overall for the goal to be reached. Now, what that goal is may be a little bit different for every single person. Let me give you an example. We are a company that tries to help as many people, and we have it in our mission statement, to help as many people as possible find their idea of success. So your idea of success might be that, hey, I want to make enough money every month to pay my bills, whatever those bills may be. If you haven't sat down to find those bills, then you're not really serious yet about fulfilling your bills. If you don't know how much your bills cost every month, then you need to sit down and have that conversation with you as well. And then some people might have the conversation with them that they want to have $10,000 a month. They just come up with a number. It's those people that I find are being a little bit materialistic and don't really know exactly what they need. For me personally, what I did is that I went back through all my expenses and all of my income that I make in any other jobs or anything else that I do, and I find out, where's my gap? Am I trying to fill a gap of my income, or am I trying to pile on to a nest egg? So depending on what level you're going to be at, whether you're trying to fill a gap, make it a primary source. So there's three ways. There's make a primary source for your money, make a gap in between your income and your savings, and or add to strictly your savings or future number that you want to have for your nest egg, so to speak. Okay. If you're going to continue a lifestyle or try to make a lifestyle happen, lifestyle trading is very difficult because we sometimes love to live beyond our means, right? But I'm not here to lecture you on that. The idea here is to be able to have a real conversation with yourself to know exactly what you want to do with your trading. If you're not sitting down and working your trading mentality, then there is nothing, let me tell you this now, there is nothing you'll be able to do to reach your goals. If you don't use everything that I just said, the patience plus the discipline to find your consistency so you can add volume and then get to your goal. But most people forget that you got to know your goal first. And how do you know what your goal is? By dissecting your life to find out what level you want to be at. Whether that is a full-time trader that pays for your income, everything is your income is trading, a gap trader where you're getting money to meet up different bills or different money from what your income can provide to what your bills or expenditures are, to a nest egg trader, which you're trading for a futures of your either retirement or you're saving up for college or whatever it might be. Your bills are already taken care of for, your lifestyle is already taken care of. Three different mentalities, three different ways of trading. Each one is lucrative, but you have to have the ability to be able to follow through with those. Now, over at Dex Fx Markets, here's where the sale part comes in. Over at Dex Fx Markets, we have many different ways for you to be able to accomplish those. We have manual trading strategies and systems. We have automated trading strategies. I use them both. I use our Nadex signal system and TNT strategy to trade Nadex to make my income, if you will. And then for my futures, for my long term, I use our step bot series that we've created. Our step bot is a very powerful bot that gives us an opportunity to be able to trade, that it trades for us, and then we just manage it. While I manage that process, that's a long-term goal. And here, I'll show you what it looks like. We're going to go over to my FX book and look at the results here. And you can see that it's got a low monthly amount, about 4% a month, 3.5 to 4%. And that's between 36 or 35 and 40% per year, 50% per year in that area is probably going to top out about 50% a year. It's long, it's slow, but it's strong. And that means that this is a good futures mentality. What I have for my gap is this, and it's called the Dex bot. And the Dex bot trades in between the processes. I only use one pair. I have about $2,500 in that process. And what it does is that it trades at such a level. It only trades on one pair. You see? And it does okay. It does okay because it has the availability to bounce back, and it has a good relationship with drawdown compared to its reward. It should cap out about 10 to 12% a month on that $2,500. And once that consistency starts to fill itself, it automatically starts to add its own volume as it goes. So again, this will increase in volume, increase in the amount every month that it makes simply by it existing. It has special modifiers in it and multipliers to be able to do that. That's the type of trading you have to do. And then finally, the last type of trading that I do is for my own personal accounts and systems, which is here, which I trade through Nadex. And I do so with 3 systems. I do one with an auto system. Yes, that's right. We created an auto bot that trades on Nadex. It's only a couple people have done in the world, and those guys didn't really do it very effectively. We have done it effectively. I also have a manual 5-minute system that I trade, a 1 hour, and a 2 hour that I trade. I haven't traded the 2 hour too much this week, and it's the 9th of October right now. But my manual 1 hour system does me very well. In fact, last night I made over $150 total with my manual 5-minute trading and my manual 1 hour trading. So not too bad. Making $150 to $200 a day is my basic goal for the process. So between the 3 mentalities of trading for my income, trading for a little bit of a gap, and trading for my futures, I got this whole system knocked down to right around $127 to $150 a month in my expenditures, because the copier system takes about 29 bucks. My server takes about 15 to 29 bucks, and then I have fees that I would pay on top of that over at Dex Fx. So even though my expenditures may be 150 bucks a month, my money coming in is well in the thousands, which is really good for me because that makes my income. I don't need a lot. Because remember, I found out what my goal was, what I needed, and I met it by simply finding my consistency, applying the volume, and I got to my goal. So I'm considered a success. If you want to do that as well, reach out to us. We are over at DexFxMarkets.com. We have all kinds of things from consultants and consultations that you can sit and meet with us, to phone numbers that you can call on the site itself. The phone number is right here on the website. That's right. That phone number leads to one of the owners of DexFxMarkets.com that you can talk and set up time to be able to talk with about your idea of success. I'm Maxx Fairo. This is DexFxMarkets.com. I look forward to seeing you next time. And as always, trade well.